All right. Are we here? We are here. Okay, sorry about that. We're starting now. It's a bit of a laggy stream, unfortunately. Like, really laggy. A little delayed. Oh, I'm so sorry if anyone tuned in earlier, but I had my mic off. Well, let's start over. My name's Connor. I'm a developer for Rowdy Rascals. I'm part of a small three-person team. I'm the lead artist, and I do a lot of the game design, tech art, kind of a lot. It's a small team, sound effects, visual effects, modeling. I guess a lot. But welcome to our first official Rowdy stream. I want to give you a little bit of introduction to Rowdy Rascals. It's a minigame game similar to that of kind of Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. The minigames in there, Mario Party, etc. But we felt a little empowered in deciding, which one of those games were fun and weren't fun. And we kind of thought, well, let's make a game in a style that we love that kind of skips the button mashy, non-competitive, just kind of annoying games of those. And we don't actually have a meta gameplay right now. Oh, there's a small meta gameplay. I lied. We have a small meta gameplay in our game, but basically we don't have like the board that, like the game board that Mario Party has, and some of those have. It's we kind of just want to go to the mini games. We have a bit of a story behind it. The story is you're a bunch of kids in the 1950s hanging out at a friend's house, and mom's going to be gone for 20 minutes or whatever the game length is. We'll have to really nail that in with more testing. But in that amount of time, in the main competitive game mode, all the kids load up in this fun clubhouse, and you come up with imaginary games to play. And today we are going to develop one of those. All of our imaginary games kind of fit in a few buckets. Those are kind of like there are themes like noir. We try to imagine like the different types of imaginary themes of the 1950s that kids might play, read in magazines or in like popular films. Like we have a Wacky West theme, it's kind of the Wild West. We have a noir theme, like detective-y stuff. And we have a kind of retro future Jetsons theme, and household hijinks theme, which I think is what the game we're going to start developing on the stream is going to fit into. The household hijinks is kind of like household games that are exploded with more imaginative reality. Like imagine floor's lava, but you're in an actual like lava field with chunks of your house floating through it. You have to jump between, or stair slide where you're racing downstairs in a cardboard box, and the stairs are actually this like really long, warpy, trippy, unrealistic, your imagination gone wild version of what you're doing. And I think that's where the game we're developing today is going to fit into. It looks really static here, but we can move around. So this is the clubhouse where everyone's going to meet up. This is our lobby. I think I should set this to the regular play mode. We should be able to. Yeah, look, we can run around. I have the desktop audio turned off, so you won't be able to hear all the sound effects and the music, but this is one of our rowdy boys. Yeah, you meet up with here. You can go back to the main menu here. we have diegetic menus here where you can set up kind of the network settings and invite friends here, and then when you want to ready up, you stand on the rug, and your player color will light up on top. And then once everyone in the lobby's here, the countdown starts, and we have a lobby of 1, so there's 1 person. That's a quick introduction to Rowdy Rascals, but today on the stream, I really want to develop a mini game. And this idea came from our developer, who we tasked with coming up with an idea for a 2v2 game. A little context there. We're developing a demo right now of about 6 games, mini games in Rowdy Rascals. Will be our first, public release. We want people to play it and get a sense and give us feedback and have fun. And we want the mix of those 6 mini games to somewhat represent the mix of the style of the mix of mini games will happen in the full version. We have like between 20 and 50 mini games. That meaning we want most of the mini games to be free for all, so everyone for themselves. And then about 20% of them should be 2v2s and 1v3s. So 1 person versus the rest, and then the team split in half for the 2v2s. Just so that we can dynamically just have people pair up randomly and have to work together, or everyone versus 1 person. Of course, the balancing on those games is completely different, especially the 1v3s is kind of tough. You got to make sure that the power of the 3, is equal to about the power of the 1, and then both that like non-symmetrical gameplay, which I think is really fun, is just a little bit different to balance for. But today, this idea came from our developer who loves Mario Party games. The idea of an air hockey or foosball kind of game. And honestly, it's just a great idea for a 2v2. I pulled some references here of like relevant imagery to help my, juices start flowing. But unfortunately, because I did about half this stream with my mic off, I'm kind of speeding through this beginning thought process part because I've already done it. I just did it. But I'll talk you through it again, and I really hope if there's people on the stream that, I get some feedback if you guys have ideas for kind of the layout and some ideas for gameplay. I'd love to hear. But what we want to do is come up with a fun... This is a free-for-all game mode. This was from Crash Bash. I loved this one, by the way. I had the little attachment for PlayStation 1 that let you plug in 4 controllers. It was like this Y bar thing, this V shape, or was it just a flat bar? I don't remember. But you plugged it in one of the controller slots and it let you plug in 4 controllers, and I bought 4 controllers and that thing using my money I saved from working at the Piggly Wiggly grocery store, and I probably used it like twice. Not all my friends were as into it as I was, and it was also Wisconsin, and like hanging out with friends was a bit of a driving commitment, and it just didn't happen all the time. So it just that sounds sad, but basically I didn't get to do it as much with other people as I wanted. But with bots, I did it a lot. It's a good free for all, and they scaled the difficulty by adding more balls that bounce around. This one is really cool. It's a Mario Party mini game. It's kind of like a foosball air hockey thing, and the players are stuck on tracks. And it's a pretty good idea, and it was really fun to watch, but we want to make something distinct from this. Something that feels a little bit wackier. Some Mario Party games are so spot on. They're super fun. And they have like that, even if the controls aren't crazy. I tend to critique Mario Party as having too much like button mashy stuff going on. And sometimes it's not fun. It's just you, like, who can smash the A button faster than your friends, which doesn't really feel like it's competitive. And what we want Rowdy Rascals to feel like is that you're really butting heads, like you're a bunch of siblings being little, assholes to each other in the backyard, playing these imaginary games and kind of like screwing each other over and like messing up each other's scores and gameplay, just kind of like physically bumping into each other a lot in the game. And kind of we want to add a lot of abilities that let you in every mini game and mechanics that let you kind of screw over other people and throw a wrench in their gameplay. And this one, because you're stuck on the tracks, doesn't do that as much, but it is still kind of fun because it's more of like a skill-based thing where you're trying to reach the, like, there's limited movement, so you're trying to like reach the shell with that limited speed, and it's kind of fun. Actually, it's a pretty fun one, but we want to make ours a little distinct from that, and maybe we can make it a little more Rowdy Rascals, a little bit wackier, a little bit more player-to-player kind of collision, and just like a little bit wackier. We pull a lot of inspiration from our art style from like the Hanna-Barbera, Looney Tunes, 1950s art style. And we really love the humor and comedy, the physical comedy of that era of cartoons. So we're trying to get a lot of that out through our game. So hopefully our mini games will represent that as well. Yeah, my Blender startup file has this blank human in it just for scale, but I'm going to add a blank Rowdy character. That's not what we want. Let's see. I got to find the right folder here. Rowdy Rascals, art, character. Got this blockout character here. I'm going to add in. Here you go. Hello. So I use this for scale because our character is scale. Our boy-girl character at the same size. And I had... So I was kind of blocking it out. That's around a good width. SY at 1.5. Yeah, this is like... I would say this is a good scale. I feel bad because I'm kind of rushing through this because I kind of done the thought process muted for the past 30 minutes. So I'm trying to get through it again in a way that can include you on the thoughts that I had. That being that the square fits into the screen really well. But I think I had a better idea. Let's just put some walls up here. Get a little goal going. I think a small goal is fun. You can kind of imagine. Let's get... I'm going to mirror this guy. On the Y. And look at that. We got something going on with the blooms. Are a little crazy. Yeah, so basically, so the Mario Party one was like this, and we had the two characters on tracks. I think tracks is a good idea. But then I had the idea, so let's make this version 01. Actually, did I just save? I'm just going to fast forward you to the blockouts I had. Oops, I didn't save it. My bad. So I'm going to fast forward you to the idea that I ended at, which was, I think... Bleed blundering right now. Alright, so this size may be good. No. Alright, let's see. Maybe this is too small. Yeah, it's a little too small. But I thought maybe a circular shape was kind of fun. And I had the idea. Let me know what you think. I had the idea. So these are the small goal areas of... So I'm just going to try to represent the tracks here. So the tracks here... I don't know. Once I thought it would be fun, but once I saw it, I think I had a better idea. Where the characters are stuck on the kind of circular tracks like that. And I kind of like the radial idea better than the rectangular idea because the ball will constantly be pushed back towards the center. And it won't get like stuck in too many areas ever. Oh, but you know what? As long as the ball has a consistent speed, I don't think we're going to use physics for this. I think we're going to give it custom movement so it always has a minimum speed, so it doesn't just like stall anywhere. It's always moving at a minimum speed, and maybe it gets faster over time. Is how we mitigate the time limit on the game. Obviously, we have a score limit, but we want it to get difficult over time and get a bit zanier over time. So having the projectile as it bounces around actually increase in speed. And I don't think we want to do physics because we don't want it to change speeds rapidly. We don't want to worry about it like, you know, colliding and going through walls, and kind of having to constrain its movement too much and set a, you know, physics speed limit for things. I think we want to make our just custom movement and the detect the normals hit and then give it an equal opposite movement. And then we can control everywhere it goes and its speed, and it increases over time. I think that's what we want to do. Just keep it simple. But yeah, I don't know. So, okay, so the next idea I had, which I thought was good, is instead of on tracks... Here, let me just duplicate this. Imagine this. Instead of tracks, the characters are actually... I need a little bit of goal here. Just so I can see it. The characters actually just have a modification to their movement component that gives them like really low friction, so that they're actually just sliding around a lot, and it's just kind of like hard to control. You like really gotta slowly get back in this direction, but then you're moving too fast. And you kind of bounce around. You have, I guess we'll have to play with it. I thought, well, we can do that now. So I think I'm just gonna go with that idea for now, and then jump into the engine and try setting that up so the character can move around and just see how it feels to bounce around. I think that'll be more dynamic, you know, as opposed to being stuck on the tracks, and it'll help us break free of kind of the pattern of these past games that we like, but we want to kind of level up a bit and give it that Rowdy Rascals flair. And to us, that's just like, you know, bumping into each other and doing a lot of like, you know, I think there'll be a lot of physical humor in this, and frustration, hopefully comical frustration, in just like moving around and just getting a little wacky. So there's the two teams, and just them bouncing around and trying to get the ball in the goal. And people can choose to be goalies or not, choose to like block people out or not. I think that'll just be way more dynamic of gameplay and fun. So I say, let's test it out. Let me make another rink here. Rink-a-dink. Alright, let's start with the circle. Let's give it a few more subdivisions. I wonder if this is too small. I guess we'll test it. But I wonder if it's too small. Okay. Then let's give some, I just want to give it everything a little bit of depth to it. I tend to think it helps with collisions. I have nothing to back that up, though. Alright, so I made another one. Gonna invert this guy. This is going to be our walls. The walls are going to be kind of low because they're only just visual. And then let's check our normals on this. I know I did something funky here. Yep. Both of these. Either normals flipped. Yep. And then on the wall guy, get rid of the base here. Give it a little bit of thickness. Okay. We got our little kiddie pool. And then let's do some loop selections here. And delete those. And this will be our temp goals. I'm going to fill those edges. Let's correct the normals on that. Do not keep. Alright. Okay. Oh, you know, it'd be kind of fun. It might be a little crazy. If we have these... all right, let me make a goal quick. Hold on. Let me see. Tell me if this is too crazy. Tell me nobody. All right. We have the goals. These are going to look so bad, but forgive me. I'm just, you know, moving at the speed of light right now. We have our goals. Hear me out. What if it moves as you play? It kind of like rotates around and gets all wacky. And we can make this thing, you know, I actually am kind of liking this idea. Breaking free of our tracks. We could make this court a little bit bigger and add some walls that pop up like randomly, dynamically. They can pop up and rotate and just kind of, you know, be a little bastard here and there. I wonder. Okay. All right. I'm going to make some better looking goals. And let's get this in. Maybe this is a little bit bigger. Make it a little bit easier. You know, I'm going to be honest. I don't really like the way that Blender changed their smooth angle stuff. It used to be smooth by angle. And then there was a set number in here that you could just set. So no matter how much you change geometry, as long as it matched that angle data. I guess I haven't run into the reason why it makes sense to do what they did, how they changed it, which is set by angle, and it bakes in that angle as a hard edge. You can see it's baked in all the hard edges here as marked hard edges versus it being dynamic and modular, being just, you know, based on angle, which feels a bit more parametric to me. It lets you don't have to do like garbage collection every time you change the geometry and remove those edges. I mean, they added it to like keep sharp edges. They added it so you can uncheck that so that it refreshes all the sharp edges. But I don't know. It doesn't seem as modular to me, but maybe I'll understand it someday. Okay, I'm gonna make some silly little goals. Okay. Alright, watch this cheeky trick. I want to do it actually. Hold on. Are you in the center? Yeah, you are. Alright, watch this. I'm gonna grab that loop. Get these guys. Hold on, let's get this to the edge. Right to the edge there. I'm gonna grab this loop. Set this fall off to this sphere shape. Set the radius. Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. Nice. Okay. How's our normals on this guy? And then, we can just give this a little bit of a, what's it called? Solidify? Yeah. Just add a little bit of thickness to it. Oh, this is so bad looking, but don't worry about it. Yeah, even thickness. Okay, this is awful. But it's just for testing. That's what I'm telling myself. 0.05. Okay, that's enough. Alright. Alright, let's bake these down. Convert to mesh. So I can... That's the other thing is like, now I have to... Yeah, how do I apply those angles on that in a way that... I don't know. I don't get it yet. I don't get what Blender's doing yet with that update. Let's make this mirror too, because I'm lazy. Boink. All right, mirrored, because I'm lazy. Feeling lazy. Okay. This is the rink floor. Am I spelling that right? Rink walls. Rink-a-dink goals. Maybe rink-a-dink. That's a good. We got to come up with a punny name for the minigame. Maybe something with rink-a-dink. Maybe. Rink-a-dink. Okay. Okay, don't need you. I have a neat little add-on here that lets me export selected objects with their naming. Okay. What was that issue? There. Okay, it worked. Whew. Okay. All right, household hijinks. We got a folder structure here. Geometry. MG Wacky West. I'm going to MG household. Yeah. Then we'll do Rinky Dink. I think I like that name. Rinky Dink. Rinky Dink. All right, where do we send this? Yep, that's it. Looking good. Okay. Let's make a new map for this. Mini games, household hijinks. MG house rinky dink. Can't stop saying it. All right. Let's grab the post process and stuff from a different one that's set up. Let's just grab it from here. We got this post process here is nice. Yeah. That's good. All right, rinky dink. We probably don't need this. The void. Ugh. The void. Okay, let's get our geometry in here that we just created. Household, rinky dink. Let me make this a little smaller. Yeah, shadows are wacky, but whatever. Doesn't matter. We have some materials we made just for this sort of... Let's see. We have some materials made just for this instance. Block out instances. All right, let's get like a white going here. Let's do a gray. Maybe a dark color for the walls. Okay. Oh, red emissive. No. Red. And we should do red for the walls too. No, blue. Blue feels like the right. No, blue's the floor. White. Sorry, this is so silly. Yeah, whatever. All right, this is good. Okay. All right. I wonder if we should do it through physics material. You're going to have to follow along, unfortunately, as I set up like a base game mode and stuff for this based off of our core game mode classes we have. But this shouldn't take too long. Mini games, should make a folder for it. Rinky dink. Rinky dink. All right, what's a good copy? All right, no. Core game. All right. Base minigame mode. Create a child, and this is... And rinky dink. Oh no, I hate when I do this. And if it's capitalized, I can't change it. Oh, wait, let me change it. Unreal's getting better every day. Look at that. All right. Okay, so we want 0 base. We'll make an instance of that. BP static plan. We don't need much. We just need to start with our own base game mode for now, probably. That's probably good enough. So blueprints, mini games, because we can use the defaults for a lot of this stuff. I'll make the default 0 base, which is our base character, base class, and I'll make a instance of that. All right, let's get our new game mode in here. Hello. All right, let's put that in core. I wonder if my Perforce is making this slow because I don't have the P4 ignore set up, which tells Perforce to ignore all temp files, and it's every time you move something like that or create a new file, it creates a series of temp files to store the history of what you're doing, and it has to check those all out if you don't have Perforce ignore that. And that's, I think, what is happening. All right. Create a child of our base class. 0 base, rinky dink. Rinky dink. Let's move them over here. I think we have to have a... This probably won't work because we don't have a camera. It's not going to find a camera. Yeah, we want static cam. Okay. We want a static cam. Camera actor. All right, let's go look through it. Get ourselves set up. Yeah, I should make this. I can just, I'm going to disable this for now. Okay. All right, we're in our camera. Let's get this even. We don't need to see all the goals for this. All right, so we're going to lock that movement. And I'm going to add my tag to it. Static cam. Unexpected game state. You derive from BP minigame game state. Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. Yep. Okay, so we have to add a few more things here. That's fine. Blueprints, core game. All right. Minigame game state. Game mode, minigame, game state. Yeah. And I did this right? This is the base class is minigame mode base class. Yep, I did that right. Okay. All right, so minigame state. Let's make a child blueprint of that. Rinky dink. Let's move you over here. No character spawns. That's unfortunate. Oh, he does spawn, but he probably falls through. Okay, that makes sense. Let's get some collision on this guy. Can we add... yeah, box collision's fine. Because we don't need it to be exact shape. Alright, let's see. But no one actually spawns. That's concerning. Do we need a tag on the player start? We might need a tag on the player start. All right, let me check. Let me open up another map to see how we do it in there. All right, mini games. Jungle Jam. Temple Tango. I was doing it in here. And if it's not working here, that means we got an issue. Oh, it's working. It is working here. All right, so we're using current player start. Okay. GB player start. Okay, should work. I'm just going to copy this player start. Rinky dink. I'm going to put you right there. Oh, isn't that sad? That doesn't work. How are we doing it for that other one I just showed you? You know, not everything's smooth. Not everything happens right away. You gotta do a little figuring out. A little detective work. Jungle Jam. Temple Tango. Core. I should get BP place player state is what I should be doing. Let me try that. Alright, hopefully that does it. Rinky dink. Oh. Please. No. Did not work. I wonder why. Did I not save it? No, I did. Alright, where's the other map we were looking at? Games. Well, what about... Okay, hold up. Okay. I'm just going to copy this. Alright, let's see. Dev. Third person playground. I can load in this one. That works fine. And this is just, what's this using? BP game mode base. BP static cam. Okay, well, what's going on here? Maybe I'll just try loading that BP game mode base. Okay, whatever. We're in here. Oh! Okay, we're moving around. Finally. We are moving around. Nice. Okay. Let's get some collision on these guys. I'm just going to go quick and dirty and add make the collision complexity use complex collision as simple. Basically what that does, if you don't have a simple collision mesh, it'll use the mesh itself as the collision mesh. So if I show the simple collision, it's showing actually the whole complex collision shape. It's the same thing. Not always the best, because it's just, you know, it's more faces and vertices to consider in the collision, but works for some things. Some things you do need it. You have no choice. All right, let's see. This guy, I'm going to do the same thing. Make it complex collision. Okay. Collision set up. I'm in the timeout box. Nice. Okay. All right, let's see if we need to do this with, all right, so BP based game mode. I guess I'm just going to make an instance of, I know what I need to do. All right. I'm going to make an instance of this. Rinky dink. And not use the minigame base class for the game mode, because I think there is some more logic in there that's specifically set up for the rounds and like the architecture for our minigames integrated into the larger game mode. So I'm just going to use this. Okay, it works. All right, then I can put my own custom pawn in there without it messing up the parent class. Yep. Okay. Zero base rinky dink. Let's see. Character movement. Let's just drop that down a bit. Ground friction. Okay. Little looser. Little looser. I think it's braking friction we got to do too. So let's do 0.1. It's a little loose. I like that. Yeah, so that makes it so when we turn around, it's like a bit slidier. Okay. We can go, so what's the braking factor, braking friction factor? Let's put this down to 0.1 and see what happens. I feel a little something. Feel a little something. We should remove the jump too. For sure we should remove the jump. Alright. Ground friction 0. I mean, I won't move. No, I am moving. Why is that? Braking friction 0. Factor. It feels different. It doesn't feel as slidey. Why does it not feel as slidey? Let's see. Movement walking. Ground friction 0. It really should. I mean, that should do it. That should do it. It's odd that it's not doing more. Let's add a physical material. Where do we keep those? Let's see. Show in folder view. All right, we got physical material folders here. All right, let's make one. Nice. Friction. All right. First, let's hook this up to this guy. Physical material override. Where are you? Ice. It has the attic. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Surface type, default. Yeah, I see what's going on here. Yeah. Stair slide floor. Okay. What's that get us? Almost. A little better. Stair slide floor, stair slide walls. Let's do floor, because that one's supposed to be really... Let's see. Where's the... There should be a... Blueprints, minigames. Is there a stair slide in here? Stair slide... What do we got here? That, let's show modified properties. Default land movement mode, falling. I don't think that's what we want to do. Huh. Yeah, see, that's funny. That's not what we want to do. Falling's going to be awful. Oh, I didn't really change anything. Flying? Yeah. That's funny. No, it should be walking. But the friction should be way less than this. I don't understand. So if I do... Oh, go back to friction. Ground friction. Oh. Let's put this up to 20. We should notice a difference. Oh yeah, crazy. Oh yeah, and that braking friction, I can feel it as I let go. As I let go of my keyboard, and he still kind of like walks a little bit. That's what that does. So that's working. See, ground friction should be like. Ground friction should be when it's 0. It should be like. It should be like sliding forever. That's what I don't get. We gotta have some bounce to the walls. Man, I don't like getting stuck on this, but... Maybe it has something to do with... the acceleration, max acceleration. Maybe if I put this down. What's the default value? All right, I'll open up the parent class. And let's see the default value, character movement component. Default value is half that. All right. 2048. So maybe it's the acceleration. My acceleration's so high because I want a really snappy movement in the game. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. The acceleration was so high that it was just like accelerating and like kind of skipping the whole like gripping process and making it just happen so much faster. So that's kind of fun. I think with like a bunch of people bouncing around like that, and kind of like making it all chaotic and kind of out of control, and you have like a little... What should they be? Should they be just like sliding around like that, or should they be little like hockey pucks or something? Like a hockey... what should they be? Question is this arena too small? Scale it on just these two axes. Gotta change the camera. Player start still works. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give it a bit of a longer lens, so it's less. Nah. Screw that. Bloom's out of control right now, huh? Maybe the directional light's like, yeah, it's a little too strong. There we go. Characters are a little small on screen. I think that's a little big. All right, let me just lock. I hate when this happens. You set your camera and you accidentally move it. You gotta lock that position. Those transforms. All right, a little bit smaller. Little bit smaller. Or wait, 1.4? All right, let's do this with math. All right. 1.3. Yeah. A little bit of room to bounce around. I think you should have even less control. I think less control would be good. Let's divide this by 2 and see how it feels. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh. So sloppy. There we go. You gotta really chase after. I guess we have to see. I've got to add like a... Maybe that's what we'll do next time, is I'll make a puck actor that we can use that kind of gives us a sense of like what it's like to kind of herd an object around. I can make something really quick right now that's physics-based, but I don't want it to be physics-based. I want it to be... Well, actually, with this one, maybe it should be physics-based because the characters aren't static. In the other versions, it made sense because... Here, let me stop simulating here. It made sense that this wouldn't be physics-based. It would be custom, like, pawn movement because the characters' positions are somewhat static. And you're not really chasing the ball. You're just aligning with it. And this thing just needs to be constantly moving. The reason being is because you want to make sure that the puck doesn't... Imagine this right here. When the puck gets hit, it just bounces around, but it can slow down and kind of stall in places, which is kind of like the dynamism of the game, but you have the freedom to move around and hit it so that it's allowed to stall. It's allowed to get faster and slow. But with this game and this game, these is actually not simulated movement. It's, custom, math-based bounces and a linear speed that increases over time, and it doesn't slow down or get faster until like told to slowly over time by the game mode. That makes sense because if the ball can't slow down and stop because you won't be able to get to it. But for our game, we're more like this. You can move around, so maybe the actor needs to be physics based, but it just needs to be kind of have its physics controlled a little bit. All right, we'll do it a little bit right now, just a little bit. While we're here, let's make a little puck for us to move around with. All right, so let's make a blueprint BP rinky dink puck. Kind of doing this blind, which is not the best way to do it, but we have a cylinder. Let's make it a cylinder. This is gonna be way too big. Way too big. Oh, I have a rubber material. It won't look good. No, don't I not? Tire. Block out black. Is that the color we're using? Let's see. What color are we using here? Yeah. That's blackout. We don't want blackout. We just want it like this. You can see it a little bit. Okay. Okay, and the collision... Yeah, lots of visibility, but that's fine. Let's see. We want Simulate physics. And this is where the physical material will really lock. Okay, we want to lock on XY plane. So it's only moving on the XY plane and not moving up or down, which will help us a lot. All right, let's just see what happens if we drop this big boy in here. Oh, okay, that's a great size, actually. I really like that size. That's a great size. Oh, I see what's going on here. It can't collide with the... We're stepping up on it. Oh, we're kind of moving it. I'm going to have to look into... See, we're kind of moving it a little bit. But we need to really collide. So what's going on here that we're not doing? Let's go to collisions. Character can step up on? No. That might help. Okay, let's just, we have to pump the scale on this a little bit, just see like what we're doing wrong. Am I literally walking through it? No. Yes, I am. Oh, that's frustrating. Player collision. Should be colliding with that. Should be colliding with that. If I just drop, if I just make a cylinder here, I'm just going to test this out. Drop that right there. See that? Okay. And if I simulate physics on it, simulate physics, unless I misunderstood the constraints. Step, character can step up on, no. Why am I walking through it? That's so weird. Shouldn't be. It's our collision mode. Collision mode, physics actor. Block all. I mean, come on. That should do it. Yeah, overlap events, no. I mean, let's just see. Just add that quick and let's just see. But that shouldn't be it. That really shouldn't be it. Is something with my pawn? Okay, let's look in here. Maybe this is it. Custom. Alright, physics body overlap. We're trying to block right here. That might be it. Oh. What'd I tell you? That's it. Score. Alright. That was it. Found it. Alright, let's get this scale back to... Oof, what was it? I mean, that's good enough. Alright, we want less mass on this guy too. Linear dampening. We can have a little bit of that. Mass. Okay, see, the higher the mass, the less we're going to be able to push it. Oh, it's... you know what? Honestly, it's pretty fun. Like, it's heading for the goal and not being able to, like, exactly stop it. I kind of like that. Oh, it's kind of tough. But we need to be able to, like, give it a kick when we hit it. Like, you hit it, it gives it a bit of a kick. Or maybe just, like, the slow shuffling is kind of fun. Okay, now I gotta reset. I'm never getting that out of there. Alright. Is this really where my camera is? Can't be. Yeah, it is. Because... Wait, why? Did I leave it like that? It's a weird place for me to leave it. Alright, let's see if we can affect the mass of this guy. Close Rinky Dink, the character. Alright, mass. Let's set it down to 10. the... Okay. Hey, we have one viewer on YouTube. YouTube viewers, say hi, please. In the chat. I bet I know who you are. Alright, we have mass at 10. Oh, it feels great. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay. Alright. Now we're gonna go... where's the physical material we made here? This ice material. We're gonna make a rubber one as well. I'm gonna give it a little bit more detail. I'm gonna call it rubber bounce. Rubber bounce. That key... Let's see. Sure, yeah, slide floor. And then restitution. 1 is outgoing velocity the same as incoming. Alright, let's just put that at 0.9 and see what happens. Rubber bounce, and you... Alright, let's see what happens there. Oh, yeah. Bouncing back almost exactly the same amount. And I'm going to give... I'm going to give the puck the same rubber bounce. Boink. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. See, we'll have to limit the speed a bit, but it is kind of fun. I think I got to give a little bit more control back to the character. I don't know, this will be really fun to bounce with friends. Moving around. We really got to get our movement, our multiplayer movement down smooth. But luckily... This isn't... What should the characters be, honestly? Like, should they be... I don't think they should just be running around like this. They should be something goofy, like in a costume or... maybe we need an ice skating animation, which would look really cute. We definitely need, like a scurrying animation as you, like, turning directions, like the feet sliding a bit more and, like, moving a bit faster. I think would be cool. Alright, so let's test this out, make sure it's doing what we think it's doing. Restitution 0, it should hit pretty dead when it hits the walls. Yeah, that's doing exactly what I thought. Restitution 0.75, let's say. Okay, and then where's our character here? Character, let's give a little bit more control back from our character movement. Oh man, I'm glad I found that. Where's the collision? On the capsule, the collision. Where is it? Yeah, this physics body. That was big. That's what allowed us to actually collide with the physics of the puck. Okay. Oh, what was I doing? I was doubling. I'm gonna double max acceleration times 2. Okay. Okay. A little bit more control and kind of like corral it, but it's I don't know what's more fun yet. I gotta try it with people. See this getting a little crazy, with the bouncies, but I'll show you how to quell that movement. All right, event tick. Let me think. Get physics, linear velocity. Let's see what this returns for us. What's it? Get length? No. Get vector length. Yeah, vector length. Okay. This should be our speed, kind of. Sloppy speed. Kind of quick and dirty speed. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that's kind of our speed. So we can kind of like get a sense of the vector length that we want here. I just did this in another project. It's gonna be embarrassing if I try to do it on the stream and like kind of just stall. So I may come back next time after I kind of research this a bit more. How to like choke that speed. You know, we can, yeah. So what I can get physics linear velocity. Okay, so this maybe this is fine. What was it? Set linear velocity. So we can set the velocity too. How screwy would it be if we just like, I mean, this should just keep it going at what it's doing. It'll read the speed and set it to that speed. What we should do length to length is greater than or equal to, let's just make it a small 500. This is greater than or equal to 500. Let's branch. So basically if our linear speed is around or is greater than 500, then we will, if false, do nothing. If true, then set velocity to let's just see what this does. It's gonna be a little wonky. Come on now. Is that what I just had? Yeah. How did I do this? You know what? I'm just going to look it up. I'm not too proud. I'm a little proud. Okay. UE5 physics set. That was it. Speed limit. I did look this up recently. Oh, there it is. Max velocity that we want it to be divided by, oh, that's what I was doing wrong, to vector length multiplied by the current linear velocity. Okay. Okay, so we need a max velocity. That's, okay. We will just say that is max velocity. We want that to be 500, and it is now. And what was it again? It was max velocity divided by the vector length of the current velocity. So max velocity divided by the vector length of the current velocity. No, this was right. We had this. This is our if statement. So if the vector length, if this velocity of the current velocity of the puck is greater than or equal to our max velocity, then we do some stuff. All right, so the stuff we do is get our max velocity. Look how messy his like spaghetti was. It just made it so hard to understand. That's some messy spaghetti. If you make a variable, you might as well like use it again, not just like drag off it 100 times. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it. All right, max velocity divide by our current velocity multiplied. See, let's just promote this too. Why not? Current velocity. Be way less messy. Let's give us some space here. Yep. No. That's what we're doing. I did this wrong. This should be a vector. Don't care. We're not using this vector length anywhere again. All right, so we now are storing our current velocity and well, it's a little confusing, the wording, but I'm getting through it quick. For max velocity, which we want to divide by our current velocity. Is that right? Is he doing these as vector length? Yeah, it's the vector length, actually. Then multiply that float by the current velocity. Plug that in here, and I'll clean that up a little bit. So it should be limited to that speed. It won't go any faster than, if I can hit the thing, it won't go any faster than 500. And what we can do is, after all this, actually, no, we'll just do it in a sequence to make it cleaner. And I will clean up this stuff. Reroute, and then let's just do this again. Let's read the velocity. Let's read that velocity. Okay. So we should see it approaching 500 and then not going any faster. Yep. See, it's approaching 500. It loses about, well, we know exactly. Yeah, it's approaching 500, not going any faster. And we can increase that max velocity to 1,000. And we're getting close to 1,000 now. It loses, like, whatever. What do we say in the bounce? The restitution, 75%. So it loses 25% of its speed every time it hits a wall. We can put that up to 0.9. Because now we have a speed limit. Well, we have a speed limit. Let's make it 1. Let's make it equal. The amount of speed, it doesn't lose any speed when it bounces off a wall. It'll just go the exact same speed when it bounces back. It's kind of nice, so you can kind of like deaden the hit a little bit with your character. Okay, I think we got an idea going here. I think this is good enough for today. I like it. See this with 4 people, each person on a team color, and we'll have little decals at the feet that'll let you keep your individual player color, that green outline, which is, you know, that's player 1. You'll always be player 1. See that green outline, your green color tag at the bottom, but we'll do a little like blue circle at your feet, which will tell you what team you're on. I think this will be cool. It's wacky too. It's gonna feel like kind of frustrating and a little difficult, which I like, and hopefully goofy. So you won't. I like that we moved away from the tracks. I thought initially, honestly, that we were still gonna be on tracks like this or like this, but we just changed the shape of the field. But I'm glad that we discovered that we can kind of break free of that and make it a little bit wonkier, wackier, more rowdy if we just use this movement. And hopefully, you know, the developer doesn't hate me for giving us more stuff to communicate, all this movement and collision to communicate over the network. That stuff doesn't make it easy. Well, you know what? I'm going to show him this, and the idea might change. I'll say that, because I'm more concerned about making the game than making it perfect at this point. So, okay. That was fun. I'll be back on in a week. Let's continue this. See ya.